from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Winter sports are now a no-go in Henrico, and how you can apply to join the state's new redistricting commission. That's all coming up on today's Henrico News Minute. It's Tuesday, December 1st, 2020, and today's update is brought to you by Henrico Area Mental Health and Commonwealth Catholic Charities.
And now for the news.
It's going to be a long winter for some Henrico County student athletes. The school system announced yesterday that there will be no school-sponsored winter sports this year. The decision came in light of rising COVID-19 case incidents locally and tighter state restrictions about indoor events, according to Henrico School spokesman Andy Jenks. Now, fall sports were delayed until the spring with the earliest possible start date of February 4th, and school system officials will evaluate in January the possibility of allowing those sports to take place. But because of new state guidelines that limit indoor gatherings to 250 people or less, the school system would not have allowed spectators to attend indoor sporting events, according to Jenks, who wrote that the circumstances would have created numerous challenges for athletic programming, including the ability to keep student athletes safe and healthy. The decision impacts basketball, cheerleading, gymnastics, indoor track, swimming, and wrestling. In addition, officials also suspended all out-of-season conditioning programs for other sports until further notice. Several of those teams had been directly impacted by the increase in community-based cases of COVID-19, according to Jenks. Students involved in sports should expect to hear additional information from their coaches or student activity directors soon. Well, if you'd like to be part of the new Virginia Redistricting Commission, now is your chance to apply. Officials are now accepting applications for the new commission, which is a 16-member board that'll be tasked with proposing plans for redrawing districts for the U.S. House of Representatives and the Virginia House of Delegates and State Senate. Applications are open now through December 28th. To be eligible, you must have been a Virginia resident and a registered voter in the state for the past 3 years and must have voted in at least 2 of the past 3 general elections. You are not able to have held partisan or political office or any other related employment. You can learn more and see the specific criteria for eligibility at redistricting.dls.virginia.gov. Now, the 16-member committee will consist of 8 citizen members and 8 elected members. The 8 citizens will be selected by another committee, the Redistricting Commission Selection Committee, aptly named, which is composed of 5 retired judges from circuit courts in Virginia. The committee is required to ensure that the makeup of the citizen portion of the commission is representative of the racial, ethnic, geographic, and gender diversity of the state. The selection committee will next convene in January to conduct its review of applicants and then notify candidates of their selection. Once they've been selected, the full redistricting commission will hold its first public meeting by February 1st. It'll begin its work to develop redistricting plans for proposal to the General Assembly upon receipt of 2020 census data. The Citizen has learned that later this morning, Henrico County officials will be holding a press conference to make an announcement that's planned for 11 a.m. Check henricocitizen.com at that time, and we'll keep you updated.
Every 12 minutes, a Virginian dies from an opioid overdose.
Every 12 minutes.
Opioid overdoses are on the increase in Henrico. Yes, the opioid epidemic is still impacting residents in Henrico.
But you can help.
To find out what you can do, go to bouncebackhc.com.
That's bouncebackhc.com. Knowledge is power, including learning about naloxone. That's naloxone, which can temporarily reverse the toxic effects of an opioid or heroin overdose.
Get informed, get help, save a life.
Go to bouncebackhc.com. That's bouncebackhc.com.
To equip yourself with the knowledge to help our residents and the community of Henrico County against the opioid epidemic.
Knowing what to do will allow you to be prepared to save a life. safe. Go to bouncebackHC.com today.
That's bouncebackHC.com or call 804-727-8515.
That's 804-727-8515. Directly for substance abuse services.
This message is sponsored by Henrico Area CSB Prevention Services.
Travelers at Richmond International Airport in Sandston are having a particularly difficult time this year remembering not to try to bring guns through checkpoints. TSA officers stopped the 20th gun at a checkpoint so far this year. November 28th, they found a .38 caliber handgun and magazine loaded with 9 bullets among a Florida man's belongings as they entered the security checkpoint x-ray machine at the airport. The man told officials that he knew that he had his handgun with him when he entered the checkpoint and that he originally wanted to place the gun in a checked bag, but claimed that he didn't know where to find the Spirit Airlines check-in counter. So instead, he said he planned to carry his gun to the gate, hoping that he might be able to check it upon boarding his flight. As you might imagine, that was not met kindly by the TSA officials. Now, typical first offense for carrying a loaded handgun into a checkpoint is $4,100, but it can go as high as nearly $14,000 depending on other circumstances. Only 14 guns were stopped at checkpoints at the airport during each of the past 2 years. This year's total is the most since 2017, when 18 guns were confiscated there. 3 more COVID-19 cases were reported in the past several days at Henrico schools. That brings to 86 the total number of cases now reported at 49 public schools in the county since August 12th. The new cases were reported November 25th at Greenwood Elementary and Godwin High School and November 27th at Hermitage High. County is now averaging about 81 new cases of COVID-19 each day during the past 7 days. That's according to the latest Virginia Department of Health data. The county's 7-day positivity percentage has remained relatively steady during the most recent week or so on record. It now stands at 5.5% as of November 26th. Henrico's averaging just more than 1,300 new testing encounters each day during that most recent 7-day period. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Commonwealth Catholic Charities. Change the world for a teen who needs you. Become a foster parent. Learn about Commonwealth Catholic Charities' International Foster Care Program today. Call 804-545-5949 or visit cccofva.org to learn more.